Got it. Welcome to National Muffin Day 2022. Here come all of our Muffinteers from the waiting room. Welcome, everybody.
Oh, my Lord. Look at all these bakers.
Yay, it's so great to see you. Welcome, I'm Julia. This is the Muffin Man, Jacob. We are so happy to have you here. We are recording. Yay, look at all these amazing. I am on gallery view and I am seeing some great outfits. So as we're welcoming you, please introduce yourself in the comment, in the chat, Zoom chat, say hello, tell us where you're calling in from. We're gonna do some fun kitchen cam spotlights. So the Muffinteers with Juliet, do you want to unmute and introduce yourselves? You're on mute. Yeah.
Hi, we are from Lehighton, Pennsylvania.
And how many years have you baked with us?
This will be the third year.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Welcome back. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Great to see everyone. We have about 33 folks on the line. I'm Julia. So excited to see Denise calling in from Switzerland. Can I spotlight you to say hello on the kitchen cam?
Hello, I'm Denise. I'm calling in from Switzerland and I'm here with some friends who joined specifically for this event.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We're gonna have to rename this International Muffin Day. We've had Switzerland, Singapore, Italy. Thank you so much for coming.
Can we please put a highlight on the one that says Zoom user where they're wearing hats and holding t-shirts? These are my in-laws. I need to see what's going on here.
Yes, here we go. Zoom user coming over to you in the kitchen.
Baking Italian style. I love it. I love everything about this. This is amazing. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the Muffin Man's in-laws and their friends.
Hi, Gigi. Hi, girls.
Wow, this is an awesome look. I love it.
Love it.
Where are you calling in from? Oh, you're on mute.
On mute. We're coming to you from South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Amazing.
South Carolina contingent.
These are our lifelong friends.
Hi,
Kat. Hi, Kat and John.
Woohoo!
A little vino. It's 4:30 over there. It's okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm at 10:30 where I am. We're still drinking Schweppes.
Thanks for coming. I love it. This is so great to see everyone. I'm on gallery view, taking a look at all the different Muffinteers who are joining us. And thanks so much, everyone, for introducing yourselves in the chat. We see Janice from Oakland, Marie from Massachusetts. Let us know in the chat. Some of you found us through King Arthur Baking Company. Some of you have been Muffinteers for years. We'd love to know how you found us. Some of you are part of the Tradition Kitchens community, which when I'm not doing Muffin Day, I'm also doing. And so I want to say hi to Marcy. I'm going to put you on a spotlight if you want to unmute and introduce yourself with the kitchen cam.
Hi, nice to see you again. This is very exciting. Last week's class, the Persian soup, lentil soup, was delicious. And so I decided to join today, and my sister this time is on. I don't know where she is on the screen, but she is here watching and baking with us today as well.
There she is. I see Sherry waving.
Ah, that's my sis.
Awesome. So happy to have you both here. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure, all of our classes together. Thank you.
Absolutely. So happy to have you. And I see so many people on camera. We have about 36 people here. We've had so many people posting throughout the day, sharing on social media with #GiveMuffins. It's been really fun. We encourage you when you bake to share so that we can see and celebrate all the amazing muffins that you're making. So I think we'll get started in a minute or two. Jacob and Marlise, any Muffinteers you want us to spotlight as well?
Well, I thought I saw Sophia, or I saw Jill. Jill Kent. Oh, the one that says Sophia Ireland. Wait, let's go to that one real quick. That looks like Jamie.
I'm gonna do Jill
Right,
and
Jill. Hey, Jill. Jill's my cousin, baking from San Francisco, normally right down the street from us, but we're in Petaluma right now.
Yeah, I was supposed to join them, but I didn't want to drive to Petaluma, so I'm in my lovely kitchen.
Love it. And over here, I see Jamie and Sophia, my cousins over in Castro Valley. Thank you so much. What kind of muffins are you folks baking today?
I'm doing banana.
Love it. Sophia?
they haven't decided yet.
Yeah. I mean, we neither have we. We have, like, behind me, we have blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, apples, bananas, chocolate chips. We're just kind of throw things, whatever you feel at the moment is totally fine.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, we'll do one or two more kitchen cams and then we'll officially kick off. So I want to say hello to Ruby, who is an extraordinary muffin-tier and was a kitchen ambassador for Tradition Kitchen. So Ruby, you helped host this event last year. Want to say hello to everyone?
Yeah, hi everybody. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces. I formerly helped with Muffin Day last year, and I was also a Tradition Kitchen's ambassador. So if you've come to either of those, some of those classes or events, you might recognize me from there. But yeah, this is really awesome. I'm not baking right now, but hopefully I will be later.
Awesome.
We're gonna still count you, Ruby. Don't worry.
We're so
Bye,
happy to have you back. Awesome. And I see we've got Alex from New York. Welcome. Jenny from San Francisco, baking with her son. We love intergenerational baking. If you want to say hello and wave really quickly, and we'll have more opportunities to spotlight others and introduce yourself. So I think we'll get started. Does that sound good, Jacob?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Oh,
Okay.
Sierra, hi. Sorry, Sierra's another one of my folks. Okay, well, let's kick it off. Welcome to National Muffin Day. This is the 8th year we've been doing this. Started on a whim when Julia and was chatting with me about muffin endeavors and baking muffins and hanging out with people experiencing homelessness. Julia had this brilliant idea to make a day of it, which has actually become a holiday. In fact, National Muffin Day has become so big that now if you Google National Muffin Day, it says February 20th. All because of us, I am fairly certain. And
Definitely. We're getting some claps from Juliet and the Muffin-tiers, so thank you. Feel free to show your favorite emoji reactions or claps. We appreciate it.
I did want to give a shout out. I'm here at in Petaluma in the kitchen of True Delicious, which makes really amazing Italian biscotti. I'm here with my official Italian baker, Tony, over here.
Hey, everyone.
And who also, his sister in Italy has participated in National Muffin Day. So we have muffins in Napoli. And it's this amazing commercial kitchen. We are very excited and very thankful to True Delicious for donating their time, space, and some ingredients today. And yeah, I guess maybe Julia, you and I can talk about the agenda and talk about the muffins we're baking. And then,
Yeah. Definitely. Before we officially dive in, during this pandemic time, I have a bit of a tradition to take a selfie, which is a Zoom selfie. So I wanted to just invite everyone to flip on their cameras so that we could take a fun selfie of us all baking together. We know people are in different spaces and places. So yes, thank you, Sharon. I see Parul up and Janice now and a few more folks. I'll call you out. Yeah, Janet. Yeah, it's so great to see you. Okay, Samantha, Nico, iPad. Any of you want to join us on video? We've got a good bunch. So I'm going to ask you to smile at your camera and I'm going to count us down. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. I'm going to take one more. 3, 2, 1. And Esta, please look at the camera. 3, 2, 1. You can see everybody on Zoom doing all sorts of things. All right, I got you all. Keep your cameras on because we really want to see you and celebrate and bake together.
And also, if you have multiple people, for every single person who's participating, including your kids and friends, that is more money donated to the charity. So if you have multiple people with you, please show us on your camera so we know the count.
Yes, definitely. Please let us know or put in the chat. We are recording today, so we'll send this out as a memory of our time together and the impact that we're making. So if you haven't had a chance to let us know where you're calling in from, please do let us know as well. So our agenda today will be, we're going to talk a little bit about Muffin Day. We have a guest speaker who is here from Family Promise, one of the beneficiaries of National Muffin Day. So I see Mitchell here. He's going to tell a little bit about the impact that our baking is making on his incredible organization where he works and helps people and families who are experiencing homelessness. We're also going to bake. Some of you are baking your own muffin recipe. That's cool. Some of you are going to bake with me. Some of you are going to bake with Jacob. And then we're going to come back together and chat and connect and talk about how we can make an impact in our communities. Jacob, what else?
Show each other our muffins. Yeah. So should we, Julia, should we give the 5-minute? So I want to start baking really badly because I've been hankering to do a bake run all day. So Julia, should we give the 3-minute version of how National Muffin Day came into effect, and then get to Mitchell and then get to baking?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I can kick us off if that works, and then I'll toss it to you. So 8 years ago now, I was living in New York City and had a blog around people who were ordinary philanthropists doing extraordinary acts of kindness. A mutual friend named David, who Jacob and I both knew, introduced us, interviewed Jacob the Muffin Man, who had been baking muffins and handing them out on the streets of San Francisco for about a year. So inspired by his story, said, hey, let's team up and invite the world to join us on a day that we create. And he said, let's call it National Muffin Day. And thanks to the power of social media, we made a Facebook event. Over the years, we've posted on Twitter and Instagram, and it's really spread a good muffin word and made an impact. So over to Jacob to share more about our holiday.
Yeah, and it's really about combining two things that we really love: delicious food and helping those in need. We've always encouraged people to bake muffins and then donate them to people experiencing homelessness. You know, during non-COVID times, we're handing them out in the street more. During COVID times, we're encouraging people to donate to homeless shelters or food pantries. And for every single person who donates, who does that, bakes and gives, I will donate $5 to each of Family Promise and Project Homeless Connect, which is an organization in San Francisco. We're getting some matching from my former employer, from my parents, from my current employer, and I have another friend who's going to be matching donations for an organization where she lives in Boston. So for every person who donates, it's going to be up to $80, is going to be donated. For every person who bakes, rather, it's going to be up to $80 donated to charities, which is going to be really, really wonderful. And yes, if you do bake, please if you take a picture and you post on social media, use the hashtag #GiveMuffins so we know to count you. But of course, we'll count you all here just because we see you. National Muffin Day has totally taken off. We've gotten incredible press. We've been featured in CNN.com, Forbes, ABC, Broadcast Stewart if you're in San Francisco, the San Francisco Chronicle.
Ben.
Yes, Pickler and Ben, which is probably by far that's like the peak of fame that I personally will ever hit, is being on Pickler and Ben. Those of you from the South know what I'm talking about. Those of you from the rest of the country should know what we're talking about. And yeah, and like, thank you all for being here. This is really exciting.
Okay, we hope we did it in 3 minutes or less. Awesome, love it. So really our hope with National Muffin Day is to have you spread kindness and care for your communities. And so we want to really talk about how we are making an impact and invite Mitchell to join us on the virtual stage. And Mitchell works at Family Promise and has been a wonderful partner. And the funds that we raise and Jacob and his friends and family and former employers give are going in part to Family Promise. So Mitchell, can you spend a few minutes telling us about your great organization?
Sure. Thank you, Julia and Jacob, for inviting me and for always supporting Family Promise on National Muffin Day. So again, my name is Mitch and I work at Family Promise, and we are a national nonprofit. And what we do is we serve families who are experiencing homelessness. And the interesting thing about the work that we do is that when most people think about the word homeless, they don't think about families. They usually think about a middle-aged man in a major city stationed on a sidewalk with a cardboard sign. But again, at Family Promise, we serve families who are experiencing homelessness. And the thing about family homelessness is that it's a crisis on a national level, but we call it an invisible crisis because you're not very often going to spot families who are experiencing homelessness. More often than not, they're doubled up at family or friends' houses. They're staying at motels, or sometimes they're sheltering in their cars. And what we do at Family Promise all across the country, we serve these families. So me personally, I work at the Family Promise National Office, but we have over 200 Family Promise affiliates all over the country. We have Family Promise on the East Coast, down south, West Coast, and the Hawaiian Islands, all over the place. And at each of these Family Promise affiliates, they serve families who are experiencing homelessness in their respective communities. And because of incredible partners that we have at Family Promise, including all of you who are baking on National Muffin Day, the funds that you raise for us are being trickled down to families all across the country who right now do not have a home of their own. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat for me. You can learn more about Family Promise at familypromise.org. And we're all over social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're all over the place. So if you want to learn more about Family Promise and the work that we do, I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mitch. And yeah, we love Family Promise. It's an incredible organization. We're so happy to have been connected, discovered and been connected with you all. And it's been a wonderful, we are always thrilled to join Family Promise.
Thank you for the support. Happy baking.
Yay. Thank you. All right, Jacob, are you ready for us to have our respective bake-along parties?
Yeah. So I'll say, if you want to, so we're going to actually split into a breakout room. And so you can stay in this main room with Julia to bake, or you can come with me to a separate room to bake. If you come with me, I'm going to be baking what I call the basic vanilla muffin. It's a basic recipe that you can add anything to. You could add berries, you can add apples, you can add chocolate chips, you could add mango. It's just a very simple recipe that you can reuse, for anything. So yeah, if you want to come bake with me, we'll have a lot of fun with that. Julia?
Sounds delicious. And if you want to come bake with me, I just put in the chat, I'm baking a vegan chocolate muffin with oats and bananas and almond butter or peanut butter. So a healthy muffin from my favorite baker, Running with Spoons. So we hope you join either one of us. I'm going to open a breakout room and you can choose if you want to stay here or if you want to go into the breakout room. So let me create the room. All right. So you all should have the option to stay here, or it should pop up on your screen. Jacob, do you see that option for you to
Yes.
head?
For me, I think on the bottom, something popped up that said, actually, no. How do I join it? It says breakout room in progress. But how do I actually enter the breakout room?
Hold on, let me put you in the room. For some reason, it's not letting you go. One sec.
Janet and Susan managed to find their way there.
I can't get in. I have nothing on my screen.
Okay, Marcy, let's see. One second. I'm a little out of practice with breakout rooms.
Okay.
So 1 minute, give me a moment. let's see, one sec, sorry guys. I also, okay. Jacob, where are you? I'm gonna assign you to room 1. You should disappear.
Me? Okay, and my sister's doing Jacob also.
Okay,
Sure.
let me do that 1 second.
Thank you.
Yep. Hold on. So hold on, everyone. Thanks for your patience. So sorry. Okay, Jacob made his way there. Marcy wants to go to room 1. And your sister's name again? I'm so sorry.
Sherry
Sherry. Okay. Sherry Rosenberg? No, Sherry.
Feinberg. Gabe, sorry.
Okay, I'm just trying to find everyone. This is like
Okay,
a,
I got it on my
It just says Sherry, Sherry.
got it. Okay, I'm sending her and you to room 1. Anybody
Julie?
else want to join? Oh, thanks, Alex, for the coaching on how to best use Zoom. I'm a little out of practice. Anyone else want to join? Just unmute. Juliet wants to go to the vanilla room. 1 second. It should, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble. I'm actually going to stop recording so that this is not documented me and my challenges. All right, welcome back. Very happy to have you all in the vegan chocolate muffin baking room. So I put the recipe in the chat. Is everyone good with the recipe? Okay, so I like to start with the dry ingredients, and I've actually pre-measured everything already. So hopefully you all will catch up with me. I know you will. So I like to start with the oats. So it's 1 cup of oats. And I'm just going to move over to this part of the kitchen, and hopefully you all can see me. Can you hear me okay, everyone? All of a sudden it got really quiet. Yes, I'm assuming yes. Okay. So I pre-measured everything. So it's 1 cup of oats. I love to use Bob Breadmill's oats. Anyone else a fan of Bob Breadmill? Yes, I saw some thumbs up. So it's about 1 cup, and I use regular oats. They're old-fashioned oats, and then I put them in a Vitamix. So I have the Vitamix over there, and I have about 1 cup, and I put them in. I'm going to put them in my big bowl. I'm not close enough to my computer to see if anyone has questions. So if you do have questions, or I'm going too fast, just unmute and please talk so that I can be helpful. Something that I've been experimenting with during this time has been just taking the recipes in different directions. So if you happen to really like nuts, I have been also shredding pecans and adding them for a bit more of a fudgy, lighter feel. I forgot to include that in the reminder. So if you don't have them on hand, that's okay. Something to consider for the future, but just adding like a 1/4 cup of pecans makes it really good. And I just got all the oat flour in my face. How's everyone doing with the oat flour? Hopefully good. All right, so next up we have coconut sugar. And you could use brown sugar if you prefer. It's about 1/2 cup. So I have it pre-measured. So I'm gonna put it in here. I like the coconut sugar from Trader Joe's. Any other Trader Joe's fans here on the line? Jenny, you're raising your hand for Trader Joe's, or a question?
Oh no, Trader Joe's.
Okay, perfect. So then after we have the coconut sugar, I have Hershey's cocoa powder here. So I have 1/2 cup, which I'm going to add. I've also been experimenting with cacao, which is a darker, richer flavor of chocolate. So if you have people who are chocolate connoisseurs, I'm thinking of Denise and her friends in Switzerland, perhaps you could really get creative. But I'm gonna put in 1/2 cup of the cocoa powder, just plain Hershey's. If you like dark chocolate, you could also use that. All right, how am I doing on dry ingredients? Baking soda and baking powder. So it's I gotta go double check the recipe. I used to know it by heart. It's 1 It's a half a teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I already had measured that in my prior bowl where I had the oats. Any questions so far for people? How's it going? Are we doing well? Did I get all my dry ingredients? I think so. Does anyone? Okay, so then I'm going to give it a stir and just make sure that all of them are kind of mixed together. Just not too many stirs. One thing Jacob always talks about is not over mixing because it can make your muffins not as soft. So next come the wet ingredients. So we have, and I'm also trying to do this from memory, a half a cup of almond milk. So I have my almond milk over there. You could use sweetened, unsweetened. If you don't like almond milk, you can also use a favorite milk of yours. A lot of people like oat milk would be, I think, really good. So I'm going to put that in here. After I put in the milk, I also put in here already the vanilla. So it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I like to use Penzeys vanilla. If anybody's ever heard of Penzeys, they're a spice company based in the Midwest, and they have some pretty incredible, really wonderful vanilla. I don't know if they are international, but I'm sure you can find your equivalent of great vanilla. Vanilla has gone up in price a lot lately. I don't know if people have experienced that, as well as like supply chain rising costs. So just if you can't get vanilla, perhaps almond extract can add a different flavor, but you just do less of that. So any questions so far? All right, so next up, I'm going to add the almond butter, and I have something else that I like to use instead of almond butter. So I didn't put this in because if you have regular almond butter, you're great. If you have peanut butter, you're fine. I really love something called PB2, which is a brand where they actually they press all the peanuts oil out, and so it comes as a powder. And I like this because it makes them lighter and fluffier. Again, I also make them with almond butter, but just thought I'd mention some of the tricks that I add. And there's a couple of brands that do this, and you can find your favorite. It's also less fat, so if you're on a diet where you want to watch how much fats you have, almond butter is a bit fattening, so keep that in mind. And you just add water. I've already done that, and you put in a 1/4 cup. How's everyone doing so far? I see thumbs up from Jenny. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is the one time I bake online each year, and I also host, as many of you know, Tradition Kitchen's cooking classes to explore cultural cooking stories through food. Many of you have been at those classes. And now I really appreciate how hard all of those chefs work, because it is a lot to manage and remember everything when you are cooking and teaching others. So I think the last ingredient I have left to add are bananas. These are my favorite. So I have already pre-mashed very ripe bananas. So over here, you can see how ripe the bananas were that I had. They're pretty ripe. I think that really makes it extra sweet. So I'll give you all some time to really mash the bananas. You can use a masher, or I just use a fork, which really, they can be a little bit lumpy. I kind of think it adds some nice texture to the bananas. So hopefully mine did not get too brown. They're hiding back here with the measuring cup. So it's about a cup. Depending on the size of your bananas, sometimes I've noticed that I need to add a 1/3 banana. You can do that if you need to. So I have about a cup. I think I have gotten every ingredient. I'm hopeful because I'm doing this from memory. But any questions so far from anyone? Let's see, I'm gonna go peek over here. Any ways to make these sugar-free? Sherry, that's a great question. I haven't tried that yet, but I can look into it and we can ask the internet and see if there's any ideas. So now I'm going to just mix these together. You don't need an official mixer, a stand mixer, although sometimes I do like to do that. but usually I can just do it by hand. Just really make sure that you have mixed it enough that you get all of the cocoa and it's all folded in together. So I'm just gonna mix. And you can add chocolate chips to this. You can add nuts. You can add M&Ms. Like, you know, you can really have a lot of fun with this recipe. I like it because it's a very nice basic recipe that can be customized to your liking in certain ways. So how's it going? I'm going to come closer, show you all my ingredients in here so you can see. And I saw Denise's. Oh, that looks really good. Are you guys gonna mix it in a Vitamix and blend it up? Yeah. Okay, good. Definitely really feeling the cocoa powder right now. Very strong. Any questions from folks on the line? Again, be careful not to overmix too much. I will tell you, the curious baker in me has tried to make these in just like different ways. So sometimes I really love peanut butter and almond butter. So sometimes I've made these and I put them in the tins, and then I've been filling them with the almond butter or peanut butter. So it's almost like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So you can get creative with these. They're really fun and pretty versatile. So mine are almost mixed. For some reason, I have this giant KitchenAid bowl is amazing, but sometimes I don't always see everything on the bottom. All right, most of us should be mixed and close to putting this into the muffin tins. So I'm just gonna pause and see how everyone's doing and if I can answer any questions. I forgot to tell you to preheat the oven. My bad. So I'm gonna put it on 350. And if any of you, I put it on bake, have a rapid preheat, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully it won't be too loud. I'll come closer. And now, as we wait for it to preheat, I'm gonna put these into the muffin tin cups. And I use sometimes a soup ladle to do that, sometimes just a regular spoon, or some people like an ice cream scoop. Whatever your preference is, you can do. How's it going, everyone? It's the quietest baking crew ever. No questions, I guess, which is, I think, a good sign, I hope. I'm gonna move some stuff around as I put these in. Do people like cooking with oat flour? Have any of you tried that before? It's something that I've really appreciated during this pandemic in particular, because I don't know, it feels like a nice light alternative. Don't feel as guilty when you're eating the muffins. But I also love flour from our friends at King Arthur Flour Baking Company, who were so kind and supportive of our muffin day. So I would love to hear more as we're scooping the muffins into our muffin tins, where people are joining us from, and maybe how you found Muffin Day. Maybe we're friends or you found it through social media. Would anyone like to share and introduce themselves a little more? Such a quiet crew. Okay, now I might pick on a few people. Jenny, you're baking with your son. Would you want to tell us a little bit about where you're based and why you're participating in Muffin Day, if you don't mind?
Sure. I'm with my son, Evan. Evan is
Hi.
12, and he's baking behalf for Ben Wally for Consumer Healthcare, and we're based in San Francisco.
And
And
put nerds on top of it.
yeah, he's making cosmic muffins with
chocolate
added,
chips.
yeah, and added color.
Oh my gosh, nerds. That's nerds. Cosmic muffins. I love it. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being.
Thanks for having us. It's such a great cause. This is our first National Muffin Day.
Yay, I'm so happy. It's definitely an adjustment for me. This is the second year that, we're baking virtually. And I hope next year we can have big baking parties in person like we used to. I tell so many people that my last big social event of 2020 was a giant baking party with like 50 people in a commercial kitchen in Atlanta. And it was really fun and we had a great time. And then we delivered the muffins to several shelters, which was really extra meaningful. So hopefully if you had a chance to call ahead, you were able to connect with a shelter in the community that you live. Some people have also been donating to children's hospitals, to the police force. Really, it's about anyone who you want to care for in your community. And it started out with people who are experiencing homelessness and hunger, but we know there's a lot of people in need everywhere. And it's all about recognizing that it could be around the corner from you. You just don't know. So thank you everyone for joining us. Anyone else want to say hello and share more about why they're baking or where they're baking from? Alex, how's it going? Do you want to say hello and unmute if you don't mind? Maybe Alex. Oh,
You mean me, Julia?
yeah, you.
Oh, hi everyone. Alex Stein from New York. I have a hard time doing two things at once, so but I have been listening. And no, this is my first virtual National Muffin Day. Very excited. Making a family recipe, but I've had to make some substitutions, so it may not come out as planned. But I'll keep you updated. And again, thanks to the team for putting together another successful event. It's an awesome cause, and really excited to be part of it.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate you being here. Alex is an old friend. We met when we were in high school, and we were friends when I lived in New York City and have kept in touch. So I'm really glad to have you here. Anyone else want to say hello? Denise, would you want to unmute? And I know you're very involved in philanthropic causes and effective altruism. Do you want to tell anyone about how you make a difference in the world through the ways that you're involved? I don't know if you are able to. I'm not close enough to my computer.
Hi, Julia.
Hi. This is my.
We have a little guest here.
What?
We're not baking.
Oh, do you have Miranda with you?
Yep.
Hi, Miranda.
Hi.
Hi.
She's coloring while we're watching you bake.
That sounds really fun. I miss coloring. It's really nice to have my family participate from different locations. So do you want to tell everyone where you are based?
We're in Arizona.
Nice.
In Mesa, Arizona.
Grandma, I need water.
Well, thanks for being here. I'm happy to have you. I'm glad you got the Zoom link. Sorry, I was covered in flour earlier. So my muffin tin is almost done and the oven is almost ready. Let's see. Parul, do you want to unmute? I don't know if she's still here.
I'm here.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Sorry.
You want to share where you're calling in from and why you're a Muffinteer other than me guilting you into participating?
Yes. So I'm actually calling in from DC, Alexandria, Virginia, but I used to live in Mesa, Arizona. So I'm close over there. I grew up out there. But no, it's a great cause, and I'm lucky that Julia and I have been friends for years, and she's introduced me to it. So it's just a fun way to participate and help.
Thank you. And you baked something earlier. You sent me a beautiful picture. What did you all make?
So those were vanilla. So I probably deserve to be in the other breakout room, but this one sounded like more fun. But I think those were more vanilla cupcakes, really, the way I did it.
I don't know. We have a debate every year. What's the difference between a muffin and a cupcake? And
right, that's what I was wondering. I thought it was just a mix-ins, but I'm not really. I mean, technically, I guess the cakes that I made were dense, so that's why I think that they're more of a cupcake. But isn't it just density and fillings, or is there a more scientific difference in the two?
This is a great question. I think maybe frosting. I always think muffins are a bit healthier. So I don't know. It's a good question.
Based on all of these, I made cupcakes and labeled them muffins because I put Nutella on the top. So
I'm on a campaign for those of you who aren't familiar with emojis. Everyone I hope is, but if not, they're the fun smiley faces and other items that you can send via text message and post on social media. So I really want to figure out how to make a muffin emoji. There's a cupcake one, which we use, but if anyone has any ideas, please let us know.
I think you're right. Just take off the frosting.
Yeah, is that it? Okay. One of the things I love about this recipe is that there's no eggs or anything in here that like you couldn't just lick the batter. So I will not lick the batter from my fingers on this lovely recording. I'm gonna go rinse my hands and I'll be right back. But how's everybody doing? I'm just taking a peek around. It looks like folks are doing well. Any questions? Good, thanks for the thumbs up. So give me a sec while I wash my hands. Okay, so I'm at 3:11 and I'll put the muffins in a bit early because I think that will be okay. And put it up for 30 minutes. And I'll show you how it turned out. Hopefully I don't spill on the computer. That is how my muffins look. Feel free if anyone wants to show theirs, we can spotlight you. So. All right, so they're up. And I will look at that batter later. Oh, Denise, I want to spotlight. This looks really, really delicious. So check out how it's going over there. I love the muffin tin holders as well that you have.
Yes, we did not have muffin tins for some of them, so we improvised.
It's great improvisation. Is that parchment paper or how did you do it? Yeah.
Parchment paper.
Nice. Well done. I like it. I like it. What time is it there? I feel like it's very late for you.
It's 11:15 p.m.
Oh my gosh, these are going to be midnight muffins.
And muffin, we will not sleep so well after the chocolate muffins, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to have you and meet your friends. I love it.
Good to be here. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah, absolutely. How's everyone else doing? Let's see. I'm taking a peek around. Let's see. I have everyone in gallery view, which is always quite fun. Looks like Alex is doing well. A few people I cannot see you. That is okay. All right. Muffins in the oven for most of you who are cooking along. Let's see. Any questions about Muffin Day that I could answer for people, or are you curious about? Happy to do that. I know some of you are also here through Tradition Kitchens, where I host cultural cooking classes, which is really meaningful for me when I'm not baking muffins. I pair up with amazing people who have restaurants, people who are your neighbors, who just are great at cooking really incredible, delicious foods. We've had lentil Persian soup. We've had amazing Indian dishes. Parul and her mom taught us, and we have a few really fun classes coming up in March. So sometimes I incorporate a philanthropic component into those classes, which has been extra meaningful. So if you want to learn more about Vietnamese food or a lemon tart and other fun pastries and dishes in March, I'll be sending out some more invites. And if you ever want to teach, that is most welcome. So that's my Tradition Kitchen message. Anyone want to learn about Muffin Day, want to share what brought them here. Let's see, I see. Yeah, that's a great question, Sherry. You were asking in the chat, does this day have any significance? So originally, when we picked the date for Muffin Day, we just picked a random day in January. It was a few days after I published Jacob's blog post. And I realized that there are things called food holidays, and I think they've become even more popular over the past few years. And so we were like, we should really see, when is the official National Muffin Day? So there is a food dictionary online. I'm not really sure who manages it or owns it, but we found that February 20th was National Muffin Day, and you've probably seen National Pizza Day, National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I mean, there's a lot of fun food holidays, and usually on like all the morning news shows, they are devouring delicious foods. And so we really wanted to make it have a philanthropic twist. And so that's how Muffin Day came to be. How did I team up with Jacob? So great question from Jenny. I was living in New York City at the time and writing this blog, telling stories of people who were doing ordinary philanthropy and making an impact in the world in creative ways, either giving their money, time, or sharing something really cool. And so every person that I interviewed during my first 30 days, I was asking them, who else should I talk to? Can you nominate somebody else that I should meet? And that is how I met Jacob. So we have a mutual friend. His name is David Kieferbaum, and David and I went to college together, but Jacob and David used to work together, and that's how we met. And they actually work together now, which is kind of nice. So David is the muffin matchmaker. And so Jacob and I never met until I think the third year into Muffin Day. So he baked on the West Coast of the US, I baked on the East Coast. And then we finally met up once and for all, and we've met a couple of times over the years. So let's see. Margaret, the oven temperature is 350, and you cook it for 30 minutes. And one of my favorite pastry chefs, her name is Young. She has a really great trick that she has taught me about making sure you know when a muffin is done. And some people, I've always heard the toothpick trick, where you put a toothpick in to see and if anything is still on it, but she just takes a knife, a butter knife, and sticks it in. And if it comes out clean, you are good to go. And then you let the muffin sit for about 10 minutes and enjoy. And I can talk about all the fun ways that I have added to this muffin. If you like Greek yogurt or Icelandic yogurt, I love cutting the muffin in half and putting that in the middle. That's really good. It's like a nice sort of hostess cupcake feeling, but without the guiltiness of having a lot of unhealthy things like cream and butter and sugar as frosting. What else? I've also put like different jams on it. I love Sacher-Torte. Has anyone ever had that cake before? It's like a chocolate cake with, sometimes it's apricot jam. It's famous in Vienna on Austria. So sometimes I put jam on it. It's very good. So those are different ways to accessorize your muffins. Of course, that's harder to give away. We know some people are able to go to shelters and give right now. Others, it might not be possible, and we so understand. You can enjoy these muffins and maybe give a donation to a local cause or participate in our group fundraising effort. Thanks everyone so much for your generosity so far. We've raised nearly $500 as a collective community. Then we still have the matching that will happen per muffin tier. So a lot of giving happening today. Sherry is asking, how do you choose the recipes for National Muffin Day? That is a great question. Hold on, I just want to make sure that I hope that Jacob and team are doing well in their other room. So I was just trying to see if they wanted to come back. We've done it in the past a variety of ways and really open to suggestions. So we've had polls in our Facebook event where people have voted on their favorite muffin flavor. So we used to, we've done like King Arthur Flour has an amazing blueberry muffin. So they posted about it today. Jacob has a lot of muffin recipes that he loves. I also really experiment with a lot. Mine tend to be a bit more on the healthy side. His are a bit decadent, but we balance each other out. So this, I just like really wanted to share my favorite recipe. I love this baker running with spoons. My mom found her on the internet a few years ago, and she has great pancake recipes. She has just really amazing, healthy, vegan friendly recipes. So it works for a lot of different people who might have different food allergies or different dietary restrictions. So we really like it. Any other questions? How's everyone doing? I'm just going to take a look on gallery view. Most people's muffins are hopefully in the oven by now. I want to give a shout out if you've been following some of our social media. It's been really fun to see different people who are baking around the world. So we had someone join us in Singapore, Milan, Italy. We have family members who own a bakery in the Bay Area, and they are baking today, Victoria Bakery and Cafe, and they are donating their muffins and making a monetary donation to a shelter nearby. So a lot of people all around the world doing good with muffins, and so appreciative to all of you for that. It's also really fun to take a look on social media and follow. In particular, a lot of people are on Instagram sharing with the hashtag Give Muffins, and we're resharing. So don't forget, once your muffins come out of the oven, to post and tag us so that we can be able to join and celebrate. You know what? I'm going to go check on Jacob. Parul, since you gave me that great idea, would you hold the kitchen down virtually and I will be right back?
Oh, sure.
Maybe talk a little bit about your Tradition Kitchens class, if you don't mind, and kind of what you taught everyone. And that would be amazing. Sorry to put you on the spot. Really, thank you.
No worries. Yeah, so as Julia mentioned, my mother and I actually taught a samosa class, and we had a gluten-free alternative with aloo bonda. So if you guys are familiar with Indian food, apparently it started a little bit of an Indian class, thing going from there. We had a lot of other volunteers, but it's really nice how Julia does these, because I think there's a lot of different classes, different ethnicities, different, it is international. I think one of the coolest things that I've seen in one of her classes is when we met a woman from Vietnam that took us on a tour of her village. So she's from a cooking village where the entire economy is based on tourism, food tourism. And so she took us around and showed us the farms and things like that. We've had a lot of teachers from Australia. I've noticed that for sure. And let's see, we've had a little bit of everything. I think we've had Persian. I know we've had a few different European countries joining in. Desserts.
Thank you, Parul. This was amazing. I appreciate you sharing more about Tradition Kitchens while I went to check on Jacob in his virtual kitchen. So I'm sorry to cut off your storytelling. It was beautiful though. So thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks for being a muffin tier. So we have everyone back. Jacob, how did it go in your kitchen? I'm looking for you to see where you are on screen. Is Jacob here? Is he lost in the virtual kitchen? Huh.
It's going great.
Oh, there you are.
It's going great, and we're just getting started. We're going to be cooking, we just made 2 dozen, but we're going to be cooking hopefully a couple hundred muffins. All right, Eddie's got his, yeah. So yeah.
Are you able to donate yours? You said you're donating them about a block away from where you're baking?
Yeah, so we're donating, we're up in Petaluma, which is about an hour north of San Francisco. We're donating half the muffins we make to a shelter that's just a block away from this kitchen, and then the other half to a shelter in Marin County, about 20 minutes away from
That's amazing. I'm so glad you were able to connect with them and make the donation.
Oh yeah, Bay Area has a lot of, the Bay Area definitely has a very, tough situation with homelessness, but the good news is there are a lot of opportunities and places to donate.
Did any of your Muffinteers want to share why they're baking or where they're going to donate to?
Oh yeah, if anyone who baked with me wants to share, please do.
We had a nice chat already about this topic, so cool.
A lot of my people have
Janet, go for it.
yeah.
Thank you. So I drive by many homeless people on my daily commute. And so that's my plan is I noticed on my way home from the farmer's market today, several people on my way home. So that's where I will be heading out once these are baked. And I think there's really something about warm baked goods. And so to be able to share that with someone who might not have experienced that recently, I think is going to be really great.
Janet, remind me where you're located?
I'm over across the bay in Hayward. So I'm next to your family out in Castro Valley. We could probably go out on a caravan and do that. That would be fun.
Excellent.
That's amazing. Thank you, Janet, so much for sharing. And that really helps reiterate, our intention with Muffin Day, which is back in the day when many of us might be just easily walking on the street, you might hand someone leftovers. But really Muffin Day is about thinking and with kindness and giving to people who might not necessarily have something that's done personally for them. So you really summarize that so well. So thank you. Jacob, do we want to stick around? I know we have about 30 minutes. I don't know how long your muffins take, or do we want to kind of wrap up and thank everyone?
I have 8 more dozen muffins to make, or 6 more dozen muffins to make. So I might, no, sorry. I've made 2 so far, and I'm making 16. I have 14 dozen muffins more to make. So I might want to hop off if that's okay.
Totally fine. Yes. Do you want to say any final muffin words to everybody?
Also, thank you for everyone for joining and participating and giving, and your spirit. It's like so inspiring to me and means so much to me and Julia, and it's amazing. It's like very heartwarming to see that other people in the world, in the country and the world, are as interested in delicious baked goods and helping others as we are, and just we love it so much. And so I cannot appreciate it. I cannot thank you all enough for joining. And I hope you're having a happy Muffin Day, greatest holiday ever. And mwah to you all.
Awesome. I think that is a great way to wrap us up. Thank you. I couldn't echo all of what Jacob said and more. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate it. Please do let us know if you bake with other people, what the story is like, if you donate, so that we can share your muffin moments on our Instagram, on our Facebook, post your muffins in our event, tag us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, use the hashtag.
I see your muffins.
Yes, absolutely.
Muffins. All right.
And some of you, thank you for donating to our community fundraiser for Family Promise, which Mitch spoke about. We thank you for giving locally to your communities in meaningful ways and letting us know via the Muffin Meter. And then over the course of the next week and a half, we will be posting the results and also ways for you to stay connected to Muffin Day in between the year. So with that, we can hang around if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, happy baking. And thank you so much, Janice, for making a donation and for sharing. So we appreciate it.
Thanks all. Have a wonderful happy Muffin Day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.